Hello Aquarius, welcome to your mid-June reading. Thank you for joining me. My name is Michelle and this is for Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Aquarius, let's take a look at your oracle cards. Firstly, from the Queen of the Moon oracle, you have drawn the waning gibbous moon. Self-reflection. Choosing to turn inwards in quiet contemplation of who and what you are and what you want. The more you know about yourself, the more you'll be able to steer your course, knowing what you believe and why, yet being open to the development of new beliefs. So self-reflection is something that we all will benefit from doing, but why don't we do it? You know, sometimes self-reflection, we can distract ourselves by being very busy, and that way we feel like we don't have time for it. Others find it difficult to self-reflect, so they don't try. And I also get an energy around this of when some people self-reflect, they don't like the feelings that are brought up by it. Vulnerability, anger, guilt, defensiveness. You know, why go there when it isn't pleasant? But short-term pain will bring about long-term gain if we don't ignore the elephant in the room. Now, the energy of the person around you from Le Vampire is the card of transmission, the spreading, influence, and impact. So someone around you here having an effect. It can be vice versa here as well, so bear that in mind if you're cross-watching. But I get the energy around this other person here of, you know, you are who you hang with. So it may be a need here to look about who you're spending time with, because you tend to become, this is just human nature, like the people that we spend the most time with. Now, the overall energy above this is the card of Dawn and New Beginnings from the Earth Magic Oracle. And you'll see here, Aquarius, the initial stages of dawn. It becomes clear the more the light increases. So the longer, the more light is shed on things is what I'm getting around this. So at the moment, I just feel like there's this crack. Starting to kind of sense the truth here, see the truth of a matter. But it's just that initial kind of idea in your mind, something just taking shape, something just beginning. But gradually, as the light increases, things become clearer. And as you continue to observe this daylight here, if you will, there's a waking up. An awakening of all the senses, an awakening of the truth. And then there's this new beginning, saying farewell to the old and honouring the new by releasing any self-imposed constraints or resistance to the truth. So let's see where this goes here. Aquarius, interesting energy. Awakening to the truth is what I'm getting by self-reflection and thinking about who you hang out with. Wow, let's have a look. I've got the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Maybe a younger kind of energy around you that you're being influenced by. Fiery kind of energy. Let's see where this goes. I've already meditated on the energy of the person that you're dealing with. Let's see what their energy is, what they bring to the table when it comes to you, Aquarius, their flaw, how they are viewing you, how you are viewing them, the strengths of your relationship, the weakness of the relationship, the potential for a healthy relationship crossed by any roadblock. And we'll also take a look at the outcome here. So Aquarius, let's take a look. I'll leave self-reflection and transmission here as the overall energy. 5 of Wands. Oh, okay. So having some conflict with this person, and I almost get a sense here of competing as well. Yeah, it's like battles brought on by a need to compete. Ego, very ego-driven energy around this. Let's see. What they bring to the table when it comes to you is the Ace of Wands in reverse. So for you, it's a loss of interest. You don't want to keep fighting with this person. You don't want to compete with them either. So you're really, I feel like a loss of energy, a loss of strength, if you will, just from fighting this, trying to make this work with this person. Now the floor here is the Hanged Man. So at the moment nothing seems to be changing. There's no forward motion, nor is there any kind of realization. So that's the problem. Self-reflection. And I see this with the Hanged Man here, Aquarius, as you needing to look at the situation. Take a look, a really honest, careful look at this person. Is it worth continuing this battle, this struggle with this person? Or are you ready to release that? To release that kind of energy? I get burnout, I feel that you're very much burnt out by your experience with this person. And are you taking on, I get it as taking on the negative energy that is around this person, Aquarius. Let's see how they're viewing you. Five of Swords. Yeah, not great. Again, this need to win. Why is there this need to win? I'm getting very Mars-like energy around this whole reading. So you may be dealing with someone who is very fiery individual that really feels like they need to be seen as better than, winning the argument. They don't care how they win either. It's like the end justifies the means, Aquarius. Let's see how you are viewing them. The Eight of Swords. So you're feeling quite trapped, stuck in this situation. It's very stagnant energy. They're bringing about a lot of negativity to how you're viewing yourself as well. A feeling of being trapped in this situation and not being able to get out of it. But of course you can, but I'm sensing that there's a lack of will at the present time because of how you're feeling physically from all of this battle. You're just kind of worn down by the experience here. Very ego-centered relationship. I feel like for a lot of the time you both feel like you need to compete with one another. Who's going to have the upper hand here? But it's a trap. Let's take a look and see what the strengths are between you. We have Judgment. With this one, I'm going to pull another card because I feel that there's something to this that's a little bit more than the Judgment card. So let's see. What is the strength here with this Judgment? Clarify this Judgment card. Strength. I'm getting a funny kind of feeling around this. And what I'm getting around it is that the fact that you are both somewhat similar. You're both very, very strong individuals. So you respect that in one another. I see that. But the problem that I also see with this is that you may be a little bit too similar in terms of the personality, in that neither one of you can take a back seat to the other. Let's see what the weakness is. The Eight of Pentacles. It seems to be about a work-related issue. So you both may work in the same kind of field and feel like you're competing with one another. Okay, let's take a look at the potential. We've got the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Now the roadblock here is the Seven of Swords. You know, the thing is, you both keep trying to work this out, even though I feel that the best course of action is actually to realize that this is not going to be a healthy relationship because of the competition angle here. I feel like you're competing against each other and it's very, very difficult to win. Neither one of you feels like you can. It's kind of a battle. I see a battle of the egos here. I'm sorry to say, Aquarius, that's what I'm getting. This can be vice versa, of course. Maybe someone that you know that is doing this to you. But I get the sense that two very strong, very accomplished people. I see nothing here that tells me that you're not both very capable. You are. I think you're both doing really well in the workplace. You work very hard. But when it comes to the home life here, it seems to be, is that all there is? Is it just the work situation? Is that all that you have in common here? Let's have a look at the outcome. The Four of Pentacles. So in this case, I do feel like there's not enough. There's not enough give into this relationship. I'm picking this up as withholding. I want to get one more card on that Four of Pentacles. Why is the Four of Pentacles in the outcome here? And the Four of Swords. Both fours. Very grounded energy around this, but both about inaction as well. So I feel like there's just an energy of maintaining. You should walk away from this, I feel. That's the energy from Spirit here. Something that you probably should have done a while ago. But at the present time, I think you're just maintaining what you have here because you're not feeling up to the task, up to the challenge of removing yourself from this situation. You're just kind of hanging out here. But there's no real enlightenment either about what the problem is. And it's about influence and impact. You're either impacting this individual or they you, but nevertheless it's a very negative energy. And there's a real need to look at this situation and I feel it has to do with who you want to keep in your life, who you want to continue to have influence in your life. So Aquarius, this is either you or the opposite way around. I'm getting this may resonate with you more as the other person in your life that's doing this to you. But nevertheless, it just seems like you can't get peace here, because there's a lot of fighting here. Somebody keeps wanting to win over the other person. It's all ego related. And it's because you are both very high level achievers, I feel. That's what I'm picking up around this strength and judgment card. So knowing all of this, I get the essence that you're just kind of hanging out right now. There's no action being taken. There's a kind of feeling of being restricted, trapped in this situation. But there's a deep need to look really closely at the people that you're surrounding yourself with, to see the truth here. I feel like there's just this little glimmer of seeing the truth, but it's not fully out yet. If this was the Sun card, you'd be able to see everything, but I don't think you're seeing it in that full clarity yet. It's just kind of a glimmer of like, oh, well, maybe this isn't the best thing for me to be hanging out with this person, to be in a relationship with this person. That's what I'm getting around this, Aquarius. So we'll see where this goes. It seems to suggest that there may be a negative impact on your life due to people that you are associating with here, or vice versa. Okay, so we'll see where this goes in part 2. The link will be below in the descriptions box, and that will be available on my Vimeo channel. So please join me there if this is resonating. If it's not, then I wish you all the very best. And if you'd like a personal reading, you can email me, gypsyinsights@gmail.com, and that email is also in the box below. So Aquarius, I wish you all the very best. Join me in part 2, or if not, I will see you soon for the July readings. Bye for now, Aquarius.